What is your alternative career choice in case you don't get selected in defense? What are you going to do? You should have. You should not be blindfolded. You should not be mad about something. Should not look obsessive, but wise. Wise people always keep 2-3 things. But obsessive believe, no, only this. That's wrong. You should have perspective. 1 to 2 options you should have. But those options should not be contradictorily opposite to each other. For example, if you don't get selected in the armed forces, they may ask you, what are you going to do? You'll pick up some other administrative thing. Suppose you are joining for a technical entry and you say IIT along with its graduation and this is fine. But one person who's come after graduation for armed forces, if he doesn't get selected, he will try for Central Armed Police Forces, maybe Coast Guard or other things. Or last but not the least, become a police officer. Now suddenly you cannot think that if I don't get selected, I'm going to become a choreographer. This will show that you are a funny character. No stability in your thought process. No clarity of your mind. How can you suddenly opt from something odd to something odd? That means you don't have predictable nature. And if you do not have predictable nature, stable nature, not suiting. So getting the point, yes or no? What you would do if you are made the chief minister of the state? Now this is a good question. They basically want to see your administrative and planning section. Are you able to decide? So you should say that, sir, if I become the chief minister, I'm going to promote the interests of the state. I'm going to multiply the industries. I'm going to multiply the employment. I'm going to do this. Now think. Somebody is from Maharashtra, think there. Somebody is from Kerala, think there. Somebody is from UP, think there. Somebody is coming from Haryana, think there. You have to think according to your state. And do that. And show that you have the planning. And believe me, if you do it 2-3 times, you will suddenly have a good thought process. And you won't be blank zero. You will be able to speak something relevant and something logical. So what are we doing here? We are creating a workshop to open your mind, to multiply your confidence, to give you direction of thought. And thereafter, I know I've seen so many people getting selected. 1,000+ officers in a small zone where we are picking up few numbers is good enough. But it requires effort by both the candidate and we. Let's go further a little. Since we have 1 or 2 more, what would you do if you are made the Prime Minister of the country? Big question. You know India is very famous for what? IT professionals. What is India famous for? Mineral resources. What is India having good amount of wind resources? What is India good at? We have got a good technical mind. They can be utilized in making them really astounding. We are a populous country. We need organizing. Because of populace, there is mismanagement. We don't have proper policies. Now, this is something where multiplying our strength should come first in your mind. And thereafter, reducing the weaknesses and organizing it. That should come second. Then you can certainly say that in addition, we can also improve this. So now your approach should be to earn and thereafter utilize. Not just that you talk about utilizing and think of World Bank loans and thereafter you think of earning. The better approach is to move from positive, what we can do to multiply our strength and thereafter using the strength rightly for some purpose. So I think you can do that. I'm sure you will understand and you just have to, what is the solution to the anarchy and poor law and order in the state, country and world? What would you do to improve it? See, actually if you realize the entire law and order requires only one thing, strong working, strong punishment. And whenever it goes slow, it is a problem. And one thing which is right now creating obstacles is hypocrisy among the nations, that they want their benefit but they don't want to do for others. Unfortunately, United Nations organization is not working as a cooperative unit. It is working as a power unit. So you can talk about it. And you can also talk about how important it is for each one of us to identify the negativity of climate problems coming up due to climate and how we should react to it. And then you can talk about judiciary, how judiciary should be accountable, how the international court, how our national court should work efficiently. You can give these answers. So you will get an idea. What do you think is the solution for terrorism, overpopulation, corruption, communal division and riots? Now, this is one question which you require to pick up one. Terrorism is what? Terrorism is nothing but hypocritical military. Military, you know what? Militancy, to be precise. Hypocritical. They want power, so they want that military power and they use it to terrorize people and grab the power. So that's terrorism. But for this to identify, what does it require? A better legal system where we can rightly, without hypocrisy, appreciate others' concern and do what is logical. For this again, UNO is very important to become more competent, more powerful. Now we talk about overpopulation. Overpopulation is not a country's problem. It is a world problem. And the world countries should come across and decide that no, we are not going to have this. We are going to create policies. And when the countries will be forced to create those policies which is controlling the population, because we are not living in ancient world. We are living in modern world where we know that science can control the population. We know that we can use contraceptions and we can control our population. Do it. Next, what do you think about corruption? I have already told you that in corruption, two instruments help: transparency and strong punishment. The moment you couple both of them, the results are phenomenal. But you have to be not hypocritical about it. That in some places you allow concession, no, I will not give you punishment, but him I will. No, corruption is, should be a universal law for everyone. Next, communal division. What do you think? That is very important, that more we educate people and more we tell them that their communal communal identity has no meaning in front of law. Whether whichever religion, whichever caste they are going to be treated equal. Automatically the communality division will go away. But this requires sustained efforts in education. And we have to check this in terms of not allowing people to mobilize in terms of religion, whether it is earlier done and whether it is later done. Earlier, other religions did it too much to gain power, and then the others also followed. So if we do not create a uniformity, nothing can be done. And next we talk about riots. Riots is one thing, it is things gone wrong. You need to be firm to administer discipline and thereafter educate them. So suppose there is a riots, what are you supposed to do? You go there, use power, control it. Thereafter, resolve their misunderstanding and solve. So I think you've got good amount of question. Just to technically cover your 105, last thing which we will do is, we'll end it on a happy note for your friendship. What is your opinion about friendship? You should say friendship is something which multiplies the bondage, multiplies the efficiency and multiplies the cooperation. So you can say that I do feel good, and what kind of friends you prefer. Everybody prefers straightforward, clear-cut friends. They don't want hypocritical, saying something, doing something. You don't like that. You also don't want opportunistic friends, that when they need help, they come, otherwise they don't. There should be stability in the friendship. I'm sure you must be having friends since your childhood days. I have many friends whom I studied from in the primary classes. I'm still in touch with them. And we all are predictable and we help each other still. My friendship is as old as just 40 years plus. And imagine I'm just 55 or going to 56. But what exactly is there? Sustainability. That is what friendship is about. And which kind of friends you don't prefer? You won't prefer friends who's hypocrite, who are wasteful, who are unnecessary, stupid in terms of showiness, trying to belittle you, not predictable, not reliable. You're not going to like them. And that you can say, and why you don't like, you can tell. And which are the friends which you are relevantly, happily in touch right now? I'm sure there must be 5, 6 very good friends and many others whom you know. So I think I've told you enough. Now we'll give it a pause and continue with the other questions relevantly. But I'm sure this session of 105 questions, because one was repeated, so 105 questions must have gone well with your mind. God bless you. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.